Hello, today I will show you one of my best crackme, which I have solved almost 10 years ago. Here you can see a great site called tdhack, but now unfortunately is dead. No one came here anymore, and the registration on this site is impossible, so new users cannot create their account. Yes, crackmes are software developed by crackers to crackers, and the only reason why they exist is that they don't have any functionality. They only exist to crack them. There are many types of crackmes. There can be keygenme, unpackme, and now I will show you task software 12 called ###. When you crack the software, then you get a code and you have type it in this window. So let's begin. I have already loaded this crackme into Oli. So let's start. We are on entry point. Let's start. And now we have to type code from which the hash will be calculated, and when that will be correct, then we get next code which we paste into website, which I showed you before. So let's type already good. Correct password A8IJ9FW. Okay. Now hardware breakpoint has occurred, and here are two algorithms which calculate hash. Here is the first one. And here is second one. And in this crackme, we cannot just reverse algorithm. It's impossible. Or just change jump. Or change registry flag. We cannot do that. It will not work. We have to calculate only one correct value. So yes, let's. I would like to show you how this algorithm exactly work. So we will brute force those hashes because the password is 7 chars, so it would take to brute force this forever. So we have to find faster way, and I already did it. And this algorithm has weak point because here you can see there is a order of there is some order that we can narrow the brute forcing scope. Narrow shrink, yes. So this is output from my first brute forcer print, but unfortunately I don't have code for this first brute force. I could not find it because, as I said, I made this crackme almost 10 years ago. So let me only explain you a little. So as I said, you can see order because on right side we can see value which we have to tape, and on the left side is result after algorithm is the our hash result. So my first brute forcer just I printed the wait, we have to, I will show you here in the memory. Here we can see the first hash value in dump menu, and if this is correct, then we have to calculate second hash, this one, at this address below. You can see value in dump window also under the first, and if they are two correct, then the software will be cracked. So the first value you can see here, but this is in hex, and the beginning in decimal, the beginning of this in decimal is 317. So I brute force the values. The main thing which we need to do is to make less possibilities to brute forcer as possible. So as I set the order, you can see some pattern. So in my brute forcer I was typing those values with zeros in the end, because as you can see, the beginning, the most significant bytes of hash are changing very much as the first chars of our password, and the last part are not really significant chars, and they are impact to the less significant bytes of our hash. So I just printed those passwords which create the hash started by 317, and you can see this all. Yes, and then I have written second brute forcer, which I have. This is second function. You can see, I just copy this function read from Oli. This is exactly this one, only I rewrite this code from assembler into C++, but they do exactly the same. And here is, oh, yes, and I show you how to do that, how to copy the instructions from Oli. You have to select this function, then right click and use plugin multi-line ultimate assembler and just copy the instructions, or use other plugin called Code Reaper. And you can copy exactly the same way as with previous plugin. Okay, and now I will show you the second function. Here it is. And this one I opened program IDA Pro and use the compiler into C++. So I decompiled this part of function and then make necessary changes and paste into C++ editor. Okay, so as I said, this is my second Brutforcer. And I just commented the values because I know which is correct to speed up the time to calculate it. And the second Brutforcer, what is doing is take from this file the values, the 4 values, the 4 character without zeros, and then brute force the last 3 zeros. So we take the 4 chars from the beginning. You can see them here. And now the core of my Brutforcer, you can see it here. When the 2 hashes are computed correct, then we print the password. I can tell you one more thing, that my Brutforcer is not exactly reading the values from the file, but I was meaning before that it only uses those values, and I don't remember which method I used to take them into C++ editor. Probably I use rec expression, or I used slick edit tool, which you can visually select what you want using right click. For example, you can select those places using right click and then press comma, and same as here, using dragging right click, and this is how I did it. So yes, so let's continue execution in Oli. Let's press F9 or the icon here. Now this is the end of the first algorithm. You can see in EAX the value is the same, which it will be compare here in dump window. Let's play again. Let's run this application. Here is our second algorithm. Let's press 9. Oh yes, something wrong. But that's not the problem. Okay, one more time. Under debugger, we will launch our target, our hash crackme. Let's launch our program. And here we have our code to Think Device Hack website. So let's copy select, press, and then press enter. And paste it here. Good work. Now you can see this is correct. But one more thing, I think the most important, I didn't show you how the Brutforcer work in practice. So let's compile and run our C++ Brutforcer, pressing F9 in code blocks. Now brute forcing, and you can see we are brute forcing only 3 last characters, and the first characters, 4 characters, are taken from here. You can see. Okay, it have found it exactly the same which I typed from the very beginning. A8 IJ9 FW. So I hope you like it and see you next time.